Hello and welcome to the preview show of racing at Randwick this Saturday. Matt Taylor, Mark Lamborn, hello there.
Hey Dallas, Mark.
Stradbroke Day, Dal.
Stradbroke Day.
What's happening?
Stradbroke Day. There's Glenn with his guitar.
Right.
There it is.
Henry's brought his guitar over. This is Henry from up the road.
Oh, I was going to say, that doesn't look like your Henry.
No.
No, different. Thomas.
Good timing, Henry.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's had that guitar stashed away there for about an hour.
Yes, yeah, just right where it is. It's not planes, trains.
No, he was just looking for a theatre.
Yeah, exactly. He's got it now. Anyway, okay, before we talk about Stradbroke Day, Mark, Randwick, fine weather in Sydney all week, but you wouldn't exactly say it's been warm.
No, and there was rain slicing around the place this morning.
Yes. Anything there?
Not at Randwick, I don't think. Yeah, so it's... What'll happen tomorrow is that we'll run a few races and they'll get into the track a little bit and it'll be dry but damp, if you know what I mean. It's like
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're allowed to use the word dead.
Yeah.
Anymore.
But properly dead.
And rail 6 metres, so we're saying about 2 metres off the fence. So it's almost a similar type track to Rosehill last week in a way. Just off the fence.
Yeah, look, I think middle barriers are the place to look, and it will be okay to draw inside because of the way they'll race.
Yep.
You just won't. It's not a circumnavigating track tomorrow.
No, and because they will be all going wide. And
although there is a circumnavigating race.
Which that goes around 5 times. We've got the 3,200 metre Stayers Cup. Anyway, we'll go through the card in a sec, but it is Stradbroke Day, and the big news with Stradbroke Day, Matt, is that we have the tournament. From Top Better.
Tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
good day to have a tournament.
Great tournament day. Yeah, $500 buy-in.
Yeah, they're definitely looking towards the $25,000 pool.
Yeah, when what was it during the? I haven't checked for a day or two, but it was 26 people, I think.
Yeah.
In on Wednesday.
Yep.
So you'd think that should mean it's 50, which means it's a $25,000 pool.
Yeah. So it's going to be huge. 60% goes to the winner.
3, 2, 1, isn't it?
Pay down to third as well.
Yep.
So it's look, this is the highlight.
The tournament of the year.
Yeah. TOTY.
TOTY hashtag, exactly. Should make mention too, we've been saying you have 10,000 better bucks, which is the normal thing with the tournament, but with this tournament there's 50,000 better bucks.
Whoa!
Yeah, which doesn't really make much of a difference, but don't turn over your 10. And with the 50, I think we've been saying the mark's about 100, so I suppose with 50 the mark's 250 then, maybe, or something along those lines. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, it might be a little bit different. A bit more cash to sort of find a few roughies and stuff like that.
Yeah, look, makes it feel a little bit different.
100 probably won't get you there this week.
No, I don't think so.
We've been saying it's a target.
Yeah. But 100 would probably get you something. No, it's only first, second, third, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, tournament's on. Just go to topbetter.com.au. Great way to do it. If you can't afford the 500, put your mates in. And should also remember, if you haven't played for a while, brand new feature at the start of this week that the players have just loved is that as soon as the races jump, bang, you can see what everybody else is on.
Yeah.
So where it was previously just a leaderboard and you'd find out after correct weight, you can actually cheer your horse and pull the tail of the other ones.
And I think there's a re-buy-in feature for this week as well.
Is that coming? I know it's not far off.
Until I think it's the like poker style.
Yep.
I think there's certain
first few races.
I think after the 5th you can't buy in.
Yep. Cool.
So check the tournament.
I know that was definitely coming, or wasn't sure. But
I think it happened. I think
it's up and running.
Week,
perfect, great. No worries. Anyway, tournament, Stradbroke Day, awesome. Jump on board through topbetter.com.au. All right, moving into the first race at Randwick for the 2-year-olds, only the 7 runners, and Holler is the dominant favourite. You bet $1.95 this morning.
I do, yeah. That was good to see. I was just scanning the fields and I saw there was 220, bet 365 early in the week, and that was now down to $1.70.
Yep.
And then bang, you bet popped up.
So $1.95, but generally about $1.80, $1.70 is about
exactly. And the other mover was Remunerator 13 into 850.
All right, Mark.
A very good race to start with.
Interesting race.
Holler, of course, won on debut when Fireworks was truck-loaded and went back at the start and flew home, yada, yada, yada. But it's keen. It's keen because we've got Gabo first up and 2 runs at shorter distances, so resuming at 1,100 metres. We've got Remunerator, who sprang the lids at Gosford and led them in good figures. Spill the Beans led all the way against the older horses, against some very, very poor older horses on debut, but he would want to be prominent.
$4 million horse.
Yeah, the $4 million horse is looking a tad slow. That's MRT, is it? MRT. And obviously Holler was in the van on debut. I would expect him to take a trail here. So I had 5 leading 6, but 6 could press on. 3 and 2 astern of those. And Coys goes back to trail, goes back to last, coming back to 1100 metres. 2 Holler is resuming at the scene of the crime, which is a clever thing to do. He has now been well enough found. 5 Kimberly Star, she did good things in her 2 runs in her first prep, and she's trialled well enough. 1 Coys gets last look at these, and 6 Remunerator is definitely a filly with some talent, which leaves me out of Spill the Beans, who I will have to see against these tomorrow. 2.516, 2.5 units number 2.
It hasn't been generally a lot of love for Blue Jackets. What are we expecting for this?
Well,
I mean, in the betting.
This is the headline horse.
This could go one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was thinking.
It probably has too many aces to go too far the other way, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you speak of aces. I mean,
but then again, it's only got one run, doesn't it?
Jay McDonald and
yeah. It's something I really want to do today when I'm sitting down doing the race with profiles with Vince. Have a look. There's a good opportunity, and we probably learn a lot from this meeting too. You've been mentioning this over the last few weeks when Blake shins off or whatever it is, and just really have a look at the length difference that the upper echelon riders make. Because I think it's.
And he did only have a win over. What's that name of the horse? In Costa Line.
Yeah.
In Costa Line, and that, I mean.
Yeah, so I suppose when you say aces, there are holes in them. There is holes there.
Well, he's got to take a sit, which might be alright.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's a decent race for him to resume in, but there are horses with talent in this race. So, yours for theirs, I think looks all right.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, a little less. Yeah, a little less, maybe not. Matt, what are you saying?
Look, I have a question mark on the win itself, but I think the horse's win against Encosta Line is not the horse. It always showed great ability.
Because you like the coming off the trials.
And. Look, it resumed with I think just the 1 trial this time, and Kimberly Star was in the same trial. His form is solid around Odyssey Moon, and Holler looked to be going half-paced, and Kimberly Star was pushed out.
In those work shoes.
Probably in the work shoes, yeah, exactly.
Who knows?
So, so look, I do think, and barrier 3, I think it's going to be perfect, and to me it looked a bigger, stronger horse on the trial, which is a bit risky, but I'm pretty keen on him. I'll have 15 units on Holler.
Yeah,
open and batting, and I'll have 3 on
Lookout Tournament,
and 3 on Remunerator, who I was lucky enough to find him at Gosford, or her. I just think on the day it wasn't actually an on-speed sort of biased rail day, so it was a good effort to kick away like it did.
Yeah,
so
Bobby Pearce, you'll be the first trainer I see tomorrow there.
Oh wow, indeed.
He always has a good horse, doesn't he, Dal? He comes up with one that can go.
Just Sticks. Who was the one before Just Sticks? Nice man, Bobby Pearce.
Yeah, so 15 and 3.
Beautiful. That's race 1. Race 2 is over 1400 metres for the 3-year-old.
Are you betting?
No.
Keeping his powder dry, I had 2.5 units on the favourite. A lazy 2.5 just for the sake of it.
And it's not warm here, Mark. I didn't realise how cold it was until I got into the car. Anyway, okay, 3-year-olds, benchmark 79. We've got a few equal favourites in Jubio, I don't know. Jubio, yeah. Eisenhower, Liberty Island, they're equal favourites, and final decision, and in a wink next, and Montour is
gone.
Yes,
gone to Mooney-Double.
Yes. So the tab were about a generous price. Liberty Island, $7.50. Some deductions apply with the scratching, but now $4.60. So that was definitely the overs. Eisenhower, I think I saw was 12 into 7 at one certain place. It seems a bit over.
There you go. Lovely, Mark.
Does indeed.
Eisenhower, the horse just mentioned, is the likely leader. I
Yeah,
suppose.
although Waller's got Disgraceful, who has developed a good sort of early toe in his races. He's
Yeah.
up from 1300 share, sitting in the death at Scone. And Eisenhower's having his third run at 1400 metres and drawing inside. So he's there to be taken on. I had Final Decision laying up relatively handy because most of these are backmarker-ish. Jubio has an odd-looking racing pattern. He's also back from a mile, but I had him laying up handy in the midfield. Abenako not far away. Liberty Island dragged back in a wink, and Dupum out the back. It looks an even 3-year-old race with not a great deal of form that gets you excited.
Good at all.
6 Final Decision has broken through on this track. Everything went right in that race, but he still won the race. He's now 4th up in this race. We go back to the Rose Hill race. He was clearly a superior run to Eisenhower, who did work outside, but this horse worked 3 deep. So I was content to go with Final Decision. 2 Jubio has done a great job for Kieran Mart since leaving the Clary Connors yard after his first start at Gosford. He looks like he might be a Golden Switch candidate. Where is he? Just lost him.
I remember watching the races. He flew down the outside at Flemington when it was very helpful that day.
Yeah, that was on the Anzac Day.
Yep.
And then he went to Morfordville and started favourite and no good. Stayed at a mile at Flemington, drew
The
gate 1.
champion Thermogenic.
Yes. But anyway, I'm thinking back to 1400 and away from gate 1 there is a help. Christian Reith needs to step up tomorrow. 2 Jubio in for second. 1 in a wink, who won at lengthy odds at Scone in the fillies race. She has won at 1400 at Warwick Farm. And I know that B. Abdullah has an opinion of this filly. I'm tipping her to run well. And 9 Disgraceful I put in for 4th. So I left out Eisenhower. Liberty Island I found at Canterbury, and I thought that was his race. Abenako appeared to get a perfect run to beat Disgraceful at Scone, so I've looked around those horses. 6, 2, 1, 9. I'm having 2 units on number 6, 1.5 on number 2, and 1 on number 1.
The only thing I would add is that if it is a consistent dry track, Eisenhower will improve exponentially.
Okay.
But
No, that's a valid.
because we've got to remember we've had tracks that have been both. I've got a feeling this will probably be the same here tomorrow too. Just for whatever reason, the back sections of the tracks don't dry out as quick as the front sections.
Yeah. The
Whatever
guy,
that is.
at the $7 sort of available, I thought Eisenhower could sort of dictate, and on the 6 metre rail, sort of going to be a much better chance of holding this time. So, yeah, let's have 2 units on Eisenhower. It's $7 at the moment. I won't lock it in, but I think that's not a bad bet, because I think he'll be there.
Not playing up all his winnings from the first
No,
year.
I think it's a Glenn Pollitt bet. He'll be able to put it back much shorter at some point
Yeah,
in the
okay.
race.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. That's race 2. Before moving on to race 3, we have race speed profiles available for Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane tomorrow, where you can package them up, and it is, Matthew, what is it, 125 for the 3?
125 for all 3.
All 3 if you want all 3, or you can get Sydney and Melbourne together as a package for 99, or you can buy Brisbane singly for the usual 59. So, yes, there it is, race speed profiles. Good weekend last weekend, generally across the board.
Yeah, we put the summary up last week. We're going to start doing that now. But yeah, look, just, you're just identifying all the horses in the most advantage. Do your form off those 4 horses, 3 horses.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier.
narrowing
And those horses,
down.
the boys have spent,
It's not really fair, is it?
the boys have spent
Not
about
fair at all.
8 hours in review and 8 hours per preview.
Yeah,
Getting those 3 or 4
unfortunately the
horses.
boys haven't spent any time doing it this week yet, so the boys are going to be
Oh,
spending.
it's all ahead of you.
The boys are going to be spending a lot of time today doing it. Yeah, Sydney
Right.
and Melbourne back to back. So
Okay.
you beauty. But
Better skate forward here.
yeah, exactly. But race speed profiles, jump on board. They're been consistently doing well for quite a while now, and they'll be consistently doing well for quite a while to come. Randwick City Council, 1400 metres. Emma Varsha, you mentioned before the show, might run at Hawkesbury on Sunday in the Hawkesbury Cup. $7. She's clean $3. And $4.80 Pajero.
Not to mention the
And Magic Hurricane.
the very spruiked Godolphin import.
Yes.
That I went, oh, this looks interesting. This might run some sort of race. And and then I noticed that other people had
Asleep
thought
at the wheel.
far more highly than that.
Yes.
Yeah, so there was $21 given, but there was also 15 given the tab. And yeah, last I saw it was around $6 now. So they've come for this.
Good.
Looking for another It's Somewhat. Yeah, that's sort of stifled the sort of betting around the favourites, so everyone's just sort of easing a little bit. Not too much, mind you.
All right. Well, this is one of the horses I've been speaking about, Mark. About when She's Clean looked like Emancipation.
What, the day that B. Shin rode
B.
her?
Shin rode it. Exactly right.
When
you know,
Bourmois,
That was a glorious day.
Bourmois did a Bourmois.
and it's probably the greatest example of it, because that was one of the just perfect, watching B. Shin, how well balanced he was and how one he was with that horse.
Yeah.
And she's now 2-1 based on that, and that's where I'm thinking. I'm looking forward to seeing a bit of this tomorrow. Just to
Yeah, look,
keep proving your theories.
I have her on top because I think this boy is actually riding well, and
Yeah.
and you know she's third up. She's away from mares, but yeah, she's well enough found at this point. Thought 7-2 was more appropriate. Obviously, the stablemate looks to take it up, Pythagorean, who's back from 2 runs in Melbourne, most recently at a mile. And Pajaro I had laying up next best. Other than that, not much speed. Fine Bubbles will find herself in a forward spot tomorrow. Caper's handy enough. Not sure where the bottom one will lie. My Seville has been sort of bumbling around a bit.
Yeah, she's bumbling now.
Lost the head last start.
She's lost. Yeah, she's
I don't
lost.
know.
Yeah, she's
How can you say she can not overrace? You overrace the whole race.
Yeah.
How do you?
I think that's showing
Form
sign.
itself looks quite good. You know.
All that sort of stuff. And she's been up for a while. That's, I mean, it says I'd rather not
Lawnmower?
be here.
Yeah.
Well, the lawnmower's been turned off, I think.
Yeah, so it's a fraught little race. I said 2 She's Clean from 8 Pajaro, 9 Magic Hurricane and 1 Amavasio. I wouldn't mind being on Fine Bubbles here, away from the inside at Scone. But for the record, 2.5 units on number 2 She's Clean, 1.5 units on number 8 Pajaro, and not a lot to work with here.
Be interesting to see the betting on Amavasio this week, and She's Clean. Yeah, there you go. Why not?
Yeah, look, I think the Wallace stable, they try to use their inside gates, so they'll do their best to get Amavasio as close as possible, but it does have a habit of jumping slowly. I'm going to have 2 units on Amavasio just for those reasons. I think the form around You'll Never is solid enough. The betting says it was...
It's run like considering all the factors.
And the run
Its
before.
Run was
All right, yeah.
quite good.
All right.
Yeah, and a drying track is going to be good for it, I think. So 2 units.
Beautiful. Let's race 3, race 4. Before we get into that,
Oh,
Mark,
it's
you're...
just gone.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm thinking I need to go find something to blow my nose with because it's too cold. Anyway, we'll do that in the break. Glad you know that now. Race 4, before we do that, Mark, you have a busy little period.
Yeah,
we should mention, actually, remember public holiday racing on Monday too.
Public holiday and the public holiday racing on Sunday as well at
And
Hawkesbury.
Hawkesbury, yes, exactly. Just
Featuring the Hawkesbury Gold Cup, which has found its home away from the first Saturday in May and is now the first Sunday in June.
Yeah, well, but there'd be worse things, Mark, than to be following your set on Sunday and on
Well,
Hawkesbury
especially
Cup
as Hawkesbury last Tuesday, I managed to find the first winner at 25s and followed it up with a few good ones apart from that, not as lengthy as that, but it's been solid enough. I should point out that the interesting feature of my set on Wednesday was the correctly forecasting the first winner to start 10-1 and the O'Shea, the Godolphin staying, what's the name? Cabalistic. It started half the early morning price as forecast by me. So
Beautiful.
there is plenty to get.
There's
your
plenty
teeth
of
into.
layers to what you can use your stuff to.
It's like
layers.
an onion, Dallas.
Yes.
Does it make you cry when you put it together?
It does indeed.
When you
There's
chop it up, you
There's
cry.
lots of torture.
Mark Lambourne's set, when you chop it up, you cry.
There's lots of
It'll bring tears to your eyes.
So check it out, peoples.
Onions.
Right,
Boom.
tomorrow Kembla, tomorrow Randwick, Sunday Hawkesbury, Monday Rose Hill, Wednesday Canterbury.
Yes, there it is.
On and on
Beautiful.
and on it
Beautiful.
goes.
Yeah, so remember that with most of the stuff too will be available. It's only Mornington in Melbourne, so not really. Brisbane Cup Day on Monday. Remember that?
Yeah, good old
Used to be.
Brisbane Cup Day.
Race 4 is over 2,000 metres, and Bankster's Bonus is $4.20 in favourite. Flying Sebring and Matthew's Mate Loophole in the line of betting, and Sir Mako with the question mark.
Sir Mako, what an interesting horse. Anyway, go on, mate.
It
What
is.
happened?
No, not much. Not much is happening here. So I don't know what to say. It's just the horse that started a long price is now favourite, and they're a bit.
Big Bad Bob is the sire of the Big Bad Bob, who's Bankster's Bonus.
I know what to say. It could well be the
And Darren
worst Saturday
Flindell
race.
was very happy to see that win, being a former Hong
Yeah,
Kong
yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
Darren, he was very
Loved
excited,
it.
wasn't
Yeah.
he? He was very excited.
Snowy put an interesting tweet out that we copied into our newsletter. It's looking good, actually. Keep an eye on our newsletter. New stuff happening all the time about the lack of success that the Hong Kong horses coming back have, and
Yeah,
that's actually could
No
be a pearl.
major surprise, is it?
and John
No major surprise, but it was just a could be a snowy pearl.
Snowy Pearl, yeah.
Yep.
I think there was another one that ran well during the week.
John Sargent set to take over the Sedgenho horses from Dickey. Are they the Randwick horses, are they?
I thought Rabel was, but they're not giving Rabel the. So Rabel hasn't been given boxes there.
Oh, really?
If that's the case, that'd be why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, Sir Mako, interesting horse. He won 3 of his first 4 and then had 2.5 years off, as you do. And has won none of 9 since then. Waller has fetched him from across the Tasman,
Saved him.
rescued him, yes. So he looks fairly dour. Flying Sebring, the stablemate looks to take it up. Habitual Offender will be hard on speed, especially down in the weights, Dole.
Yes, got to use the light. Use the light. Right.
Yes. So Flying Sebring, Habitual Offender, Bankster's Bonus. Posse's up closer tomorrow from a low draw, as he likes to say.
Low
from
draw.
the low draw,
This is
back.
low draw.
DF.
They've backed this down.
Yeah.
What is the go with, like, everyone, every race caller now has to talk about how heavily backed the horses has been. Like, not only before the start, but all the way through the race.
Employed
Is it like-
by the tab.
Is that what it is? Is it directly from the tab? Anyway, Bankster's Bonus from the low draw lays up handy. Lucky Liaison I had getting into a handy position. Thurston is the alternative there. And the other 4 I had at the back, Sumako, 2i-Tech, Loophole and Word of Mouth, who found a $250,000 race to run in 3 starts ago. Dale, what was that race?
Oh no, that was was in Melbourne. That was
What was that?
Vobis Day, wasn't it?
Both
Yeah.
Gold Mile.
Yeah, when everything was all
restricted
every
forest,
race that
what
day
was
was worth $1 zillion.
Yeah, really.
It was Vobis Day. So it
Oh.
was the race was worth
Leave it alone.
the race is worth X, but
So it's like Scone Guineas.
yeah.
Right. I
Basically, basically what was resulted in you just had huge fields with big tails to them.
Look, the question for me in this race was whether I sucked up to Loophole or not, and I ended up electing not to. But I was very tortured by it
Yeah.
because he had a break between runs, and he just seems set up to run well again back to the 2000. But I'll just bide my time there. His recent wins have come off quicker backups than he's got here tomorrow. So 2 Bankster's Bonus, who was a golden switch at Canterbury and absolutely just reeled them in. D. Beasley did ride him perfectly, like cut the corner, and B. Lawyer's been given the task tomorrow, which he may not be up to, but he did completely fly at the line.
Yeah.
2 Bankster's Bonus to beat 6 Flying Sebring, who carved himself up at the 1800 and will do better tomorrow, I'm sure. 8 Word of Mouth and 7 Loophole, 2687, and 3.5 units on number 2.
Matthew.
Yeah, I sort of.
It's hard not to land on Banks' bonus.
Yeah, I sort of.
And you're basically saying no to Sir Mako and Mark, are you?
Yeah, well, I'll have a look at him. Just
Well, he probably should have won that Group 3 race.
the Hawke's Bay Cup.
Yeah, but like I don't know what that means. Like I said, it was unlucky and stuff like that. So like it could be a New Zealand Group 3 winner, and I don't know what it means. One trial since he's come here. The trial was fine for a stayer, but yeah, I just landed on Banks' bonus. Like it's just the 59 and the weight drop. It just seems like a real target sort of race.
Yeah.
Ran through the line. The form around Hollywood Bound is sound, and so is Easy Drama going back to Melbourne through the Petrology form. It just looks like a nice little race to pick up, and you know you've got the 2 High Techs and the Lucky Liaisons, who I sort of wanted to entertain, but it was like a year ago at Rose Hill, and Loophole. He's lost.
He had his.
I jumped off him anyway.
He had his chance, and they called the race meeting off.
Exactly.
So bad luck, Loophole.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is race 4, and that is part 1 of the preview.